We're going to learn about womanhood.
Yeah, I had the Dylan Mulvaney thing on here, but I don't know if it was I didn't have it as a topic. I had this as a topic. This man who gets humiliated.
See, I watched this whole season so far. I haven't caught up with the reunion yet, but I did watch it all, so I can give you all the context you need.
Okay,
I didn't watch this season, but I normally watch the Love Is Blind season.
Here's the context.
I'll play the clip. Set it up. Set up the clip.
Okay, so Love Is Blind. You essentially have people who don't see each other. They talk to each other in different rooms, and there's a wall in between them, and then they fall for each other. They agree to get engaged, and then they have a reveal. They meet in person, go on a honeymoon.
I assume everybody's beautiful, right? They're not putting any fatties on the show.
Mixed. I've seen this. It's mixed. It's kind of mixed. I mean, there's not any outright uggos unless you watch Love Is Blind UK, but
roasted. Brutal.
Yeah. Dang. UK just catching a stray out of nowhere.
The Love Is Blind like model is so popular. There's one for the Middle East. There's one for
and it's really good.
Japan.
Japan's is so wholesome. But anyways, so yeah, there's this couple. The girl, her whole personality is being as woke as humanly possible. The guy calls himself a Christian. He goes to church and stuff, but he does compromise a ton of his values for this girl. I'll say that much. We can watch this and then I can share more.
Here's the clip. So this is what? Her deciding whether or not they're going to...
So they're in this initial 10-day period.
Pods, yeah.
They're talking. But like one of the things about Love Is Blind that like is because it's a reality show. To meet, they have to get engaged. So they like propose to the wall and then they can finally see each other. Right. Then they hang out for like 6 weeks and then they have a wedding where they have to like get married right then for no specific reason other than it's reality TV. So there's like several time related pressure cookers that sort of don't make sense.
Okay.
Talk about some things, maybe having an idea about politics and like what we think about some controversial things. Like I think that's really important.
I agree.
I grew up in a conservative household.
Oh, here we go. That's what everyone says before they say some heinous BS.
Yes.
That's the lead in before, like, I really like him, but
yeah, like I didn't get into politics, or like I didn't get interested until Trump took office.
Oh, so it's just TDS.
George Floyd.
I'm like
George Floyd.
Like I didn't vote in the last election. Like as long as I don't know, it's not gonna, do much. So
that is so annoying.
I'm sorry.
So George
He
Floyd,
just yawns at her.
that obviously hit home because George Floyd happened in Minneapolis. What are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter?
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not one way or another. I just kind of keep out of it.
I think it's very valuable and important to think about those things. And knowing you, it's not
So she's just virtue signaling because she knows she's on TV? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, and she's making that her whole personality. And it's backfiring on her on TikTok as well. People are just sick of this stuff. They're like, oh, her whole personality is just woke Olympics. And it's pretty amazing to see even the youth say, I'm over it with her. This is
Who's even talking
annoying.
About BLM in current year?
I know.
Is this a new show? Is this like a new clip?
This was just filmed. This is the most recent season.
It was, yeah.
And I also think it's weird that she's like, the thing is, she probably does this on real life dates as well. Like,
you know it.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like sitting down. So, what do you think of Black Lives Matter? Which is like, so what do you think of this test question that I know that everyone can tell there's a right way for her to answer because she's bringing this up at all?
Like, okay, so let me tell you how this goes every time. There's something else this woman probably does on every date, and that's put out. And I'm guessing that every guy tells her exactly what she wants to hear because, like you said, she's asking that question in a way that elicits the correct answer. Like when somebody says, what's your opinion on Black Lives Matter? They mean, do you agree with me that it's important?
Right.
They aren't asking if you think the organization is corrupt or whether or not you like Black people. They're asking you, do you ascribe to my political tribe?
Exactly.
And every man she's ever met until this day has told her yes. And that's why she's on this show.
Racist, But I personally believe what happened to George Floyd and everything else that happened, I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah.
What's so important is to speak up for things that are happening around us, right? You know, like our voice really does matter.
Yeah. I've just kind of been staying out of it.
He's not interested at all.
To be honest.
Because he also knows he's on TV. Like, there's no way for him to answer this in a way that like is beneficial to anyone.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
And
he knows if he says I'm not about that, then he's going to get shredded online. That's
right.
true.
Or if he says like, yeah, I think it's really important and we should talk about it all the time, people are going to be like, wow, you're so fake. You don't even relate. You're a white man co-opting our thing. Like, he is trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's your prototypical white lib girl. So she's getting, this is what people expect.
It is so easy for us to not have an opinion.
Do you know if you would be able to like marry someone like they're not right next to you, like fully believing everything that you do at this point?
I love to learn about other viewpoints.
Those jeans do not look good on her.
No.
Yeah, right.
But I will tell you, basic human rights, equality. I need someone.
Oh my God. All I'm hearing right now is that this guy dodged the biggest, most deadly bullet in history.
He did. And I hope that, because what it's not showing is he did compromise on a lot of things that he shouldn't have as a Christian. And so hopefully he can just like, because he was a whole, oh yeah, I would go to pride parades with you. Yeah, I believe in equality for gay people. And this, because her sister is a lesbian, and that's her whole personality, is that her sister is a lesbian. And so, yeah, so then she kept,
it's not even her
issues, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go with you to this rally and this and that. He took her to his church, and she was just frowning the entire service. After they left that church, she looked online to see this church's beliefs on the LGBT crap, and the church, the pastor was against it, you know, as the church
as is
should
the Bible.
be, as is the Bible.
Right.
Exactly. And so then she tells him, well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think maybe we should find a church that's accepting of this. It's like, then what's the point even going to church, right?
Why did they even get engaged? Because that's the thing. Like,
I know
they're having this conversation in the pods. They obviously seem misaligned to all of us right now, but they
want to stay on TV,
church, or whatever.
Right?
Like,
yeah, but he really did. He was like really obsessed with this girl. I really think he would have married her, and he would have been incredibly dumb to do so. But he was, you know, as the show progressed more, he was telling her more of what she wanted to hear. And then whenever it was something, I didn't pay attention. I didn't see if my church said that or not. Or, well, there's going to be
also,
some things we disagree on, and yeah,
I feel like that's sort of weak male behavior too.
It is. I wish he would have been bold.
All these women date beta males.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I just wish that he would have been more bold in his faith, and instead of saying, oh, I don't know about this, or actually, yes, I'll go to a pride parade with you. I wish that he would have just said, you know what, that's against my faith as a Christian. I believe in the Bible, and we just have fundamental different beliefs there. I wish he would have been stronger in that, but instead he wasn't. And she's the one who rejected him at the altar.
Is that clip in this?
I don't know about in this, but there is a clip floating around of it. Yeah.
So she waited to the altar, and then she reverted back to the fact that he isn't BLM.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And so she rejected him.
Yeah, he wasn't.
She has known this whole time. Like,
I know.
Again, for her, yes, I buy the staying on TV thing, but like,
she wants to be on TV. That's why she stay. She knew the whole time she was never going to. How many of these people ever stay together? It's like 90% of these people get divorced.
There are a couple that are together and have kids.
There's some, but not a lot.
It's not like, it's not even a guarantee. It's one from each season.
Exactly.
I think there are like 5 total, and there are 6 seasons.
At least one season where nobody made it.
Season 2. Season 1, 2 couples made it, and then season 2, no one made it, and then it's been kind of off and on, which is interesting.
Right.
But there are a couple that have been together, have kids. Like, the idea of like talking to someone and getting to know them before you date them. Wow, crazy. It's like that.
Well, hasn't there been like
generations?
There's been women and men who have been on like a dozen of these dating shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like one person.
And they
So,
date
like-
other people from the other dating shows. Like there's someone who was on
Right.
Love is Blind who's now dating someone who was on like one of the various Bachelor
Yes.
franchises.
That keeps happening, and I've seen where one of the contestants, like one of the people on this season, where he had an old audition tape to be on The Bachelor. So it's just like they're applying at a bunch of different reality shows until one sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird to me. This guy, by the way, does not look that great. He's being a pussy. I know he's stuck here,
Right.
but to that same point, like what Melonie said, if he was just like, I'm a Christian, this stuff is an abomination, get wrecked. Like he would be a superstar. This isn't 2016 anymore.
Yeah.
Like the leftoids don't have that power anymore. Like I was just talking about earlier today in a video. Remember when like Dylan Mulvaney was like the biggest thing since sliced genital,
Right.
you know? Look at this, this was like somebody who during 2022 was gaining millions of followers a month.
Right.
Every month since 2023, she has lost at least 100,000 to 200,000 or 300,000 followers. Her views have gone from
Point deducted from Jeremy.
million down to, with a similar amount of videos, less than 500,000. Like the world is over this crap.
Oh yeah.
Like he should have just been like, nah, dog, you sound like a whore. You sound like you're going to hell, your sister's going to hell, and you sound like a degenerate loser.
Yeah.
He would have been off in one episode, but he
been,
would have
like,
met his wife the
repaying.
next week.
Exactly. He would have.
Yeah,
Okay,
would've.
was there anyone else?
Melanie would have been calling him up. Been like, oh my God.
No, but Melanie, was there someone? So sometimes when they're in the pods, like you'll have kind of love triangles where like two girls are interested in some guy or whatever. Was he close or talking to anyone else?
No,
'Cause
she was
sometimes when
it.
this happens. Oh, okay, that's too bad. Sometimes when this happens, there's like one girl that you're like, you guys are so misaligned. You should not do this. And for whatever reason, they're like, that's the one I'm proposing to. And you're like, the other girl is way better.
Yeah, I
that's
think
part of what
he
probably-
didn't really. Yeah, he didn't click with anybody else, and so I think he just, he wanted to to continue on the show,
He
and
was ready to get married.
But he actually did. I really think he would have married her, though. For some reason, she had just some sort of spell on him. He was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I also
It's
think for some
wild.
guys, like like some people go on that show and specifically, like they get engaged, and so it creates this like intense pressure, right? Like
Right.
he's a Christian, so he's like, I have asked you to marry me. I want to commit to what we're doing here. Whereas she's like, well,
Right.
we got engaged because we're on TV, and now we hang out for a little bit, and it's all kind of fake. Like I think that can affect how committed they are to trying to make it work.